Uganda male. I'm a Jesuit priest, and I'm working here at Ocer Campion Jesuit College as the head teacher of the school. The whole experience of the training of the AHAPPY has, for me, been a very big success. We are grateful to God that 4 facilitators came all the way from Nairobi to be with us, and also understanding that a couple of them also had just flown back from Zambia to Nairobi, and then they were on a bus to come to us, and to me that was a big sign of generosity and availability on their part. They really sacrifice, and that is the love they have for humanity and us as people who are working at it here, and the value they attach to the program that brought them here to share with us the values that are attached to their happy program. And the program really has been a big success, I've mentioned. A number of our staff members signed up. We are expecting 80. The average has been 65, looking at the attendance, but that is because some of the teachers had to go for marking, some had seminars in between. And so that availability still on the part of the participant, they were with us, they were punctual, and they really took us, they were able to adjust and adapt to the context of the school, and also adapt the training that they brought to us, to our context. And from the sharing of the people, some apart from the sharing in the groups, some have followed me. Even this morning, there's one of the teachers who really came to thank me for organizing the training and to thank the facilitators for their coming. He really felt that it was an eye-opening on his part, and even the way he's now going to relate with the student is going to be really very different. I may dip a little bit into why I requested AJAN to come and deliver this program of AHAPPY. AHAPPY has been at Ocer for quite some time. Only that the people who are trained have left Ocer for various reasons. And so those of us who are left now to manage and to continue with the AHAPPY program were new. And so we felt that we really needed to do some training so that what we are sharing here is in line with what is expected. Otherwise, we may end up reinventing the wheels or starting something which is AHAPPY, or we may name it AHAPPY, but the content and the delivery is not really what is expected. And so for us, the trainers coming and the facilitators from AJAN's office, and the people who are directly dealing with this AHAPPY program and have trained us, we're now really confident that what we are going to share with fellow staff members and students is really what is expected of us. So that was one. Secondly, there was a time that we felt we needed to be very close to the students. And so how do we do it? Just like Pope Francis advises the priests to smell the smell of the sheep by being close to their parishioners. So that was the challenge. How can we be close to our students so that they are close to us, they can share with us whatever is affecting them, and we can advise them. So we created foster families where each staff member was given about 10 students, both girls and boys, to take care of. Immediately the list was out. The very first question staff members asked, what do we do with these children? And we were like, okay, what do we do usually? So we tried to give some ideas, maybe do this, do that, but that really did not happen. So I happened to have been invited to a celebration of AJAN, and AJAN was celebrating 20 years of existence in Burundi. And I met Mr. John Fisher Ondigo, who is based at St. Al's in Nairobi. And in my conversation with him and how they are implementing the AHAPPY program, he mentioned about the foster family and how they are doing it and how that has helped, especially with the behavior change among children. They mentioned one of the instances where there's a time when girls at St. Al's, a number of them all were getting pregnant, but through their Happy program, the whole thing really changed. And there's really 0% of the girls now being, who was being tested positive of pregnancy. And so I got interested that maybe what we are looking for there, the answer is in a Happy. So here we have a Happy program and we have a problem, and we didn't know that the solution to our problem is just right there sitting close to us. So that also made me to request so that we could have the Happy trainers, and I did make the request that among the facilitators to come, let Mr. John Fisher come so that he can also share with us how they are managing the foster families at St. Al's, so that he can also help us with managing the foster families here at Ocer. And what is the target? So far, Ocer, we are doing very well academically. In the northern part of Uganda, we can call ourselves as academic giants so far. But our motto is beyond academic excellence. So going beyond the character formation of the child, that is now where we say, are we really going beyond academic excellence? Or are we remaining at saying, after all, we are doing well academically? And so that is another area or another reason why we felt that we needed a Happy facilitators to come and help us in the character formation of our children, such that we can give them holistic formation. You can really feel that, yes, our children, the ones we have brought here, are all rounded. We've given them everything. And from the training, what we have really gathered, there's really a feeling that that human formation of the child, the character formation of the child, we are now going to do it better. We have been doing it, but not to the level we want. One of the Jesuit characteristics of values, or the core values, or call is magis, going beyond, doing it extra. Yeah, and so we really felt that even though we are doing something on character formation, can we do it even better? And we really feel that the skills, the training, the challenge that the training has given us these five past days, it is going to help us rise up to the occasion. And so really I extend my gratitude once more to the facilitators for their time, for their simplicity, for adjusting to our environment, and also to the participant, because also had the participant not been there, the program would not have succeeded. So they came, it was a holiday time, but they were there. Yeah, so I'm really grateful to everyone who made the program possible.
Then creating awareness through forming clubs and societies. When students do these things themselves, you can make them act drama. Every Friday during assembly, they can have some play. And then through that, you see they're sensitizing themselves, like the mental health plan. They get to see that as like it's them teaching, like peer education. One of them teaching themselves. So in that drama, they get to learn a lot. And through that, they get to stay away from drug abuse.
My name is John Mary Kirangwa. I am the assistant to the head teacher in charge of academics. The 5-day Happy training for me has been very enriching, not just to me personally, but I'm glad that the team I lead, especially in the field of academics, because that is one of the key parts why the parents bring their children here. I'm very happy that everybody has gone through this training for the 5 days, and I feel that no teacher is going to remain the same, especially in the way of handling the students we handle here in the age group of teenagers. I feel it has been very, very enriching.
Okay.
The key point really was the issue of handling problems of students, but looking at the root causes, not looking just at the tip of the iceberg, but going down to find why is this child behaving like this. It's true that we have had students here, probably some we have sent out of school, when in essence, if we had dug down and find the root causes of these children, maybe we would have been more helpful than we were. But also leaving the students only, even on our part, I think we need to look at our behavior and look down on why we behave the way we behave. It doesn't have to be only negative behavior, but the whole around, the whole integral person. We need to examine our lives and find out what are the causes of how we behave. So for me, this program has given me a lot of enrichment. First, to look at these students as teenagers, children who need to be educated on how we talked about sex and sexuality. We need to make them understand better how their body works, because that age group is very vulnerable, as we have seen. But we as teachers, we are considered, we know better. So this training has given us more tools, more empowerment on how to handle such teenage issues, especially dealing with HIV, with confidence. And I believe, as we have been encouraged, we are even going to do more research so that we talk to the students from a faith-based, value-based approach on how they can understand their sexuality and also protect themselves against HIV.
Industrialization. So now that is like, you get. But now that's a problem. We want to come down. Let us give another example from Uganda. Yes, unemployment. So if there's a problem with unemployment, what's now happening?
My name is Apia Flavia. I am a teacher by profession. I also teach in the school. The school has also entrusted me with the responsibility of taking care of the young ones. I am the senior woman teacher here at Ocer. I also have some students that I journey with as their mother. And I also give psychological first aid to the students. Actually, I learned a lot during the 5 days training. First and foremost, I was able to know what AHAPPY is all about, their main objectives, and the other things that they brought in. The 5 days training really changed my attitude a lot as far as relating to the environment is concerned, and also helping the young ones. I must say that before the training, it was really challenging on how to help students to overcome stigma, especially the students who has chronic illness. But I know now when they come back, I will really know how to help them to overcome stigma, creating a favorable environment for them, and journeying with them and telling them that having that very illness, it is not the end of life. At least I gained that experience. I also gained the experience of leadership. I learned a lot. I really need to appreciate you for this channel of communication, the importance of communication, the types of communication that I think, yeah, it is going to help me personally a lot, since we are all here to journey with these students. Not only that, I also gained the experience of mentorship. What is mentorship? the characteristics of a mentor, what does it take to be a mentor, and all that. And I think it was just very nice, amazing. It will really help me personally. Not forgetting the young ones, especially those, the advice and of course the various sessions that we shall have with the students. I also learned that as we journey with them, we need to be very open to them, especially with the conditions, the environment. For example, there are some other things that we used to hide away from them. Not that we just want to hide, but we were also brought up in that situation of not opening up to students about some other things. Like, for example, about sexuality. It was really a very big thing, a very big challenge to us on how to journey with these very young ones. But after the 5 days training, personally, I have also learned that at least we should be open to these young ones, because as we open up to them, they will also be free to open up and, you know, share some of the experiences, and of course to overcome what we so call the myth as far as sexuality is concerned. One of the topics that inspired me, the first one is how to handle challenges. We always see a lot of things, especially among students, the behavior change in students. This very topic helped me to first know this very child, the root cause, why the child is behaving in that way. I learned that could be there are some other problem that is deep-rooted. So if I just deal with the fruits, the manifestations, I would have not helped the child. So the training has helped me, and I love this topic because it has changed my mindset as far as handling students' issues is concerned. I think we shall really improve on this. Secondly, the topic of HIV AIDS. Over the years, the issue of HIV people used to talk about, but these days people have ignored HIV as if like it is not now something that, you know, happening already. So the topic has helped me personally, and I know I will also help the young ones to remind them that HIV is still there, it is real, and what it takes, you know, to avoid getting it. And above all, in the 5 days training, the emphasis for the young ones is abstinence until that time when someone is now, after the person is done with studies, and then marriage come in. And the young people always like going for condoms. In the training, I learned that it is just not proper. What we should encourage is abstinence and engaging them in various activities that will help them not to be thinking of, you know, sexuality and other things. For example, engaging them in games and sports, various club activities, implementing a happy program in the school. So I think these two topics really inspired me a lot. But I must say that all the topics were interesting, but these two inspired me a lot. So my role is to remind the students that HIV is still real, it kills, and it has no cure. Secondly, I can also say that the teachers should also, you know, be very active in parenting. For example, we have the foster parents, of which all the staff members are attached to. So in those various families, foster families, they can also come up with some rules, policies that can also safeguard on, HIV. It can help in the prevention of the spread of HIV. We can also the teachers can also guide the students to act some drama that will really communicate directly to the community of Ocer, that when you engage, for example, in this maybe sexual affairs, this is what you can get. And when it is acted in that, there are some people who are very good among our learners by seeing what is being acted, and then afterwards they will be able to answer several questions that will again guide them into their lives. One role of of the teachers is also that they should also involve the parents in the affairs of the students, because most time what always expose our young ones to HIV AIDS is the need for material things. For example, if a child sees some of the scholastic materials that their friends has come with, and it compares with his or hers, it will start influencing them, not knowing that maybe it is the parents providing. So when they are guided, and of course when we involve the parents in the affairs of the students, it will also help us in school here, because for us to mold the students to the person and of course the future generation that we would admire tomorrow free of HIV AIDS, it involves all the stakeholders, the parents, the teachers, and others. Lastly, I can say the AHAPPY program should be really the people concerned. I know we are all concerned now. We should really implement the AHAPPY objectives in the school. I think this will really help us. Beside mentoring, foster parenting, guidance and counseling, several sessions on the prevention, the dangers of HIV/AIDS, and the possible, sustainable ways of preventing and discouraging them with the so-called the use of condoms. Instead, I always say we are supposed to abstain from sex, and then the teachers, as the role models to students, should also be faithful to their partners from their families. And now this C, I can say we can use Christ. We can use Christ. We abstain, we be faithful, and then we use Christ to help us, to overcome challenges time and again. I think that's where I can stop. Thank you.
Okay.
And so I do believe that the seed that was planted will germinate in the hearts of these 65 persons. It may be in various degree, but at least something is going to happen. So for me, that gives me hope. Another area that gives me hope is the facilitators. They insisted that there's no way they can just have a 5-day training and then they go. And so they tasked us through the groups that were created that we come up with action plan, action points. From here, what are we going to do? And they will help us to ensure that the points that came from these groups were points which could be implemented, the action point. How are you going to move from here to there? And so for me, I do feel that that's another area that has created the ground. And so what we have agreed with the staff members is, in our first staff meeting before the beginning of the third term, we are going to bring those action points and discuss them. It's actually what is going to form the core of our meeting, and such that at the end of the third term, we will come to evaluate how have we implemented these action points. The good thing is these action points were not given to us by the facilitators. The facilitators just served as midwives to help us bring these things from our own hearts, looking at our personal life at the school and the life of the school. And so for me, it is really an indication, and it gives me hope that something is going to happen. It has not come from me as the head of the school, it has come from the participants themselves without being forced. It is just the environment that was created. They were helped to understand their calling here at the school. They were helped to understand the gaps that exist, and so those action points are going to help in bridging those gaps. And also the very fact that people really tried to have foster families and they were ready. What they lacked is the skills. How do they manage these foster families? What do we do with them? Now, the skills that we were lacking have been given to us. And so since the foster families are there, and we are going to continue with the foster family, it's an opportunity for us now to continue deepening the values we've learned of the AHAPPY. And also we are grateful to our facilitators, AJAN, for giving us gifts of 20 textbooks of AHAPPY. In the library we also have some, and so that will be an opportunity for us to go back and get the material. The facilitators also have promised to give us the PowerPoint and the notes which we worked with, and so we will be going back to them. The very fact that every week we are going to have foster families and people will want to know or will go back to those notes in order to get something to share with their families. So for me, it gives me confidence that the program will take root, and the AHAPPY program will no longer be a club which was headed by 2-3 people and only considering about 20 students. It is now something that has been rolled out in the entire school, and so I'm grateful.
During our the last day of the training, we had the opportunity to visit Patches Radio, and we learned about the ongoing program where the school has a collaboration with the radio, where the students go to the school to talk about issues in the AHAPPY program through the radio. Maybe can you just say something small about the ongoing program on the radio at Radio Patches?
Yeah, we are grateful to Radio Patches for actually giving us 1 hour a week every Sunday, and it is at a very prime time just after they have aired Mass, so a number of people wait to listen to us. So it's a program that has been ongoing, and our students who go there, they usually pick one topic from their AHAPPY group, or the AHAPPY book, and then they discuss it before they now go on air, because when they go on air, they go live on air. And the report that we've got from the listeners has been very positive, and that is why the radio station has kept us up to this far. Whenever we are not there, like during the holiday, they are really asking, when are we going back? So for me, it has been an opportunity for our students first to understand and deepen those values which are learned in their AHAPPY, and then go out and share, because you can't give what you don't have. So at least they have to understand those values and then go out there and share. So as they are sharing, which means so far the values of AHAPPY are going beyond the walls of Ocer. That is another way of us sharing it to a big number of people, because Radio Patches actually goes up to southern part of Sudan, up to eastern part of Congo. So the coverage is big, and I remain grateful to the managers of Radio Patches for their generosity to give us all 1 hour to be. My final say is like, it's my expectation that the excitement that what was witnessed throughout the training and after does not just die like that. In Swahili they have something which is called nguvu ya soda. Like when you open a bottle of soda, you see it, the gas which comes up, and then afterwards it goes down. So it's my hope that that excitement is not just going to be the nguvu ya soda, but this is something that is the roots or the seed has fallen in a rich soil, and that is us, and that it is going to produce 100-fold. And that when our children come, even the way we are going to approach them, the way we are going to train them, not only during their happy program, but even during our interaction with them every day in our life, in their lives in the dormitory. And that is why the people who are with them in the dormitories were also there. In the classroom, majority of the 65 who came were teaching staff. In the dining hall where they are eating, the cooks were also there. And so it's my belief that even in the infirmary, the nurses were also represented. So it's my hope that the way we are going to relate and treat our children is going to be very different. When we treat them with a human touch, they will also in turn treat each other with a human touch. They, as it is said, that children learn from us who are taking care of them, and action speaks louder than words.